I left school was the best day of my life. You know, I left school 11 o'clock in the morning and started work at midday. And that's the day my world changed.
Actually, the world of work is much more accessible than school, university or college. And what I find so funny is often the people that are incredibly academic at school don't perform so well in the working world.
You know, at school, everything you do is judged, it's marked, it's sent back to you, you know, it's C- or, you know, E. And then in the work environment, you are as good as you are. And, you know, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it.
It's totally different at when you're out in the working world. You're not really competing that much with your peers. Right? You've already got the position and you're doing the best you can at it.
If an individual was dyslexic and approaching an employer, the advice I would give is look for your strengths. Always choose a role that aligns with your strengths and be really positive and confident and go for it.
Don't keep punishing yourself and keep thinking you're the one that's got to change and you're going to keep battering your head against the brick wall. Recognise, I'm good at these things, so I'm going to focus on those.
Work out what it is that you like to do. So I focused my energy and my strengths at what I'm good at and ignored and not worry about the things that I'm not good at. I think that's where people tend to get hung up.
If you look at the results of the McKinsey study, it shows that by having disability and diversity in the organisation and having a recruitment process that removes the barriers for dyslexics and disabled candidates, it can improve the productivity of the organisation, manage talent, bring people who think differently and more diversely.
Every business has a culture. You'll choose a company and you'll choose a job that you want to do and an environment that you want to be in, and that's incredibly important in the interview process, to turn the interview on the person that's interviewing you and say, you know, what's it like to work here, to make sure the kind of culture matches with yours, because again, you just need to put yourself in as many positive places as you can and not give yourself such a hard time.
What we mean by disclosing is when you're actually asked or apply for a job, you might be asked whether or not you have a disability. And disclosing is telling that employer that you have dyslexia. I think it's up to the individual to assess the environment. They need to look at the employer's policies, they need to look at the role they'll be applying for and make that decision themselves. But they have to be aware that some assistance that they could get, they might not get if they don't disclose.
I'm able to know exactly what I can do and what I can't do. I do disclose it sometimes to people just to make them aware that the way they're trying to teach me something may not be the best way. So it helps them to help me. But usually my dyslexia, I can cope with it. I don't really need to tell anyone else.
It's always very good to see if you can find a mentor, whether that's someone in business or someone through a family friend or even a family member that's similarly got dyslexia or another learning disability, and asking them to coach you just through situations, get their perspective, or peers with similar problems. But a lot of it's down to the individual. It's your life. No one else is going to cry if you don't make it, etc. You're the only person that can affect your own reality. You're the only person that can take responsibility for your needs as well. You can tell an employer what your actual needs are, but actually you actually have to go out there and do that for them to be responded to. If you just sit there and expect other people to pick up on the fact you've got a problem, it won't happen.
If you've managed to finish university and you're going out into the big bad world, you've already achieved so much. Everything else is just going to fall in line as soon as you get into the job that you want.